So you want to be tall. You see all these people on social media kind of flexing their height, and you see other people, maybe they are taller, they get a lot more girls, and it makes you think that you really, really want to be taller. Now, today what I'm going to do is actually give you 10 reasons as to why you're either not growing taller or as to why you are not tall. Because like I've always said, man, high growth is 60 to 80% genetic, 20 to 40% environmental. This is a basic scientific fact. Google it if you do not believe me. So it's going to come down to a variety of different reasons as to why you're not growing, man. Without further ado, let's get it. Number one, it is in plain sight. It's out there. We all know it. But it's your genes, man. You simply did one of two things. Number one, you did not optimize your genes to begin with. Like maybe you're watching this, you're 18, 19, 20, you already had your big growth spurt, but during that time you ate like crap, you never slept, like you didn't care about your health in the slightest, but now you want to try to get taller. That's number one. And number two, you just have very, very short memory. So, for example, my father, he's only 5'8", 5'9", but my mother, she's 5'8", 5'9" as well. So I get a lot of height from the mother's side that makes it to where my genetics are capable of a lot more height. But let's say you've got average parents, maybe you can hit like 6 feet, but maybe both your parents are 5'5", just not a very good height for height growth. And so obviously it's going to be hard to hit that 6 foot mark. Height is not something you can just indefinitely make up from thin air, but you can optimize that height growth to be as tall as you genetically can be. The next reason you are not growing taller is because your diet is pure poop. Like, you would get more nutrients from poop out of the freaking toilet seat than your current diet. What are you eating, man? Every single day. I know, I see you. You're eating all these processed carbs, oats, you're eating fast food, you're eating the cafeteria school lunch, which is pure freaking crap, unless you live in Europe. But like, if you're eating those American lunches, oh my gosh, that is pure sugar, pure carbohydrates. There is not a single nutrient. There is no macronutrients that's going to help you grow, man. So your diet is worse than doo-doo right now. This is a reason that you will not grow taller, because you are what you eat. If you are not eating properly, you will not grow. You might believe the myth that lifting weights stunts your growth. So you never ever do any exercises, you never lift any weights during your puberty years. But here's the dealio, man. Lifting weights is one of the best ways to boost human growth hormone and also testosterone, which directly correlates to growing taller. So if you are avoiding weightlifting because of this, then you're actually going to be doing more harm than good. Like, it's going to be much, much more beneficial to just be exercising. Now, we do want to specify, we want to avoid two specific lifts. Number one is going to be the barbell back squat, because it's kind of a silly exercise. Like, why are we putting all this weight directly on the spine, compressing it? It's not very smart. Do Bulgarian split squats instead. It's going to kick the barbell back squats ass completely. And number two, we want to avoid the deadlift. I don't think anybody should be deadlifting now, especially if you're taller. Like, if you're above 6 feet tall, I can guarantee you every single tall person I've ever met, just like myself, we get injured from deadlifts, man. The range of motion is too far to go for anybody who is taller and always creates injury. I think the average person should avoid it as well. It's just a very highly injury prone exercise. This is probably one of the number one reasons you stunt your growth. And I cannot emphasize the importance of this enough. And it's that you are doing cardio. Now, there is a way to do cardio that actually optimizes high growth. You can grow taller, but let me specify real quick. You were jogging. You're doing medium pace cardio. There are so many people, especially teenagers. You jog. This is the silliest thing in the world for anybody to do for health, to grow taller, for anything. But more specifically, we're talking about growing taller. Number one, it's going to actually use stored muscle mass as a fuel source. Now, this stored muscle mass, it boosts HGH, it boosts testosterone, and overall gives you a good template to actually grow taller. You are literally taking away nutrients and vital vitamins whenever you are literally jogging, because you are putting your body in a VO2 zone that uses everything else as fuel except your body fat. It is one of the stupidest things to do. So if you want to grow taller and just optimize your health, be a healthy person in general, do not do jogging. And not to mention, it boosts cortisol like crazy, which is the stress hormone, which is the number one thing actually that stunts your growth. If you were like 92% of Americans across all social classes, rich, middle, poor, it does not matter. You probably have a nutrient deficiency. Now, there's a couple reasons for this, but the main one is that you simply just don't get enough nutrients in your food. Now, the modern food is actually completely different than it used to be just like 50 years ago, 100 years ago. The soil is different. Like they say a tomato 100 years ago, for example, now we have like 10% of the nutrients in the same tomato because of the soil, because apparently we are farming too much. This is scientific evidence. You can literally research this, man. So this means that none of us are getting the nutrients that we need. Even if you're eating like the most healthy diet, there's a very, very good chance that you are deficient in something. Now, when you are deficient, your IGF-1 human growth hormone completely shuts down and it closes your growth plates. This is probably actually one of the most important ones to make sure you grow taller. And the number one reason I actually grew taller is because I think it's the raw milk. I did the raw milk. I also did a multivitamin and then some other supplements as well to make sure I didn't have any deficiencies. But if you cannot get access to the raw milk, it's hard for you to get specific diet things. The easiest hack to make sure you don't have any nutrient deficiencies is to pick up Titan Grow 2.0 on my website, kilosleep.com. I developed this to have 500 to 1000% of all your daily required nutrients. We've only got 5 stars right now on it, man. It's one of the best supplements to optimize your health and your overall nutrition on the market right now. So if you want to optimize your health, make sure you have no nutrient deficiencies, pick this up on kilosleep.com. By the way, guys, I just relaunched my coaching program. So if you want to get more aesthetic, lose body fat, build lean muscle, increase the aesthetics of your face where you look like a freaking male model, link in the description to apply to work with me one-on-one. Don't forget to join Kalos VIP. This is my School of Looks Maxing with my 3-hour Looks Maxing Masterclass, 2-hour Head Growth Masterclass. Right now, I've got the Female Nature Masterclass. The price will be going up soon, so you got to join it right now. Believe it or not, I was once a teenager, and there is something that teenagers love to do. This is to be deficient in sleep. Now, I cannot tell you how many times, even before my growth spurt, I would stay up till 4 a.m. literally playing Call of Duty with my friends, playing NBA 2K, just doing everything I shouldn't be doing because that's what teenagers do. But the thing is, this will stunt your growth unlike anything else. Like, sleep is the most important thing. And I did not start actually growing until 17 when I started forcing myself to sleep a minimum of 9 hours a night. I had the mindset that I wanted to be like a lion. Like the male lion sleeps for like 12 hours a day, but he's super strong and powerful. So I had this philosophy in my mind. I want to be just like the lion. So you should create a philosophy similar to this, man. Like you're not going to grow bigger, stronger. You're not going to keep getting more intelligent if you deprive yourself. Depriving yourself of sleep is one of the easiest ways to make sure that you're not going to grow any taller. Like it doesn't matter how on point your nutrition, your workouts, everything is. If you're not sleeping enough, none of this really matters, man. Another thing I remember as a teenager is stress. You know, like you got your parents yelling at you, like, oh, Timmy, you need to do your homework. You have to do your chores. You have to do this. No, you can't go hang out with your friends. Like you got the school just on your butt all the time, man. Like there were so much stressors as a teenager and even as a young adult into your 20s. So many things can easily stress you out. And this stress, another word for this is cortisol. Now, whenever your cortisol is heightened, literally, none of your hormones are working properly. Like your human growth hormone, no. Your testosterone, no. Like your body starts shutting down when you have too much cortisol. So we want to avoid cortisol like the plague. Now, if you do need help with this, a couple supplements that will help is going to be a GABA supplement and then ashwagandha. Pretty much helps bring a little bit of peace to you so that you're not stressed out like freaking crazy. When I tell people that you need to eat well, you know, like don't put doo-doo in your body. Like you want to be eating really nutritious stuff. One mistake a lot of you guys make is that you start thinking, oh, so a whole bunch of salads and all these fruits and veggies. Actually, a vegan diet is going to be optimal for high growth. It is so healthy because this is what society's told me. Like the brown rice is going to be one of the best things. No. Get this out of here, man. Fruits and veggies will not make you taller. Like the broccoli, it's not going to make you taller. The only foods that are actually going to make you taller is going to be proteins and healthy fats. Literally, the carbohydrates, none of this stuff really matters in the end. So you want to focus on healthy pasture-raised eggs, raw milk, wild caught fish, lots of grass-fed butter, maybe some nuts here and there. I'm still not a huge advocate of them, but it's better than eating just complete crap. So avoid all this crap that we have been told is healthy and start eating the foods that society's actually told you is unhealthy. You know, like butter is one of the best foods actually for height growth because it boosts your natural hormones so effectively. I'm just going to cover this one very, very quick because you guys are always asking me about it, but it is jerking off. So if you jerk off too much, it will stunt your growth just a little bit. Now, as a teenager, let's just get this all out there. I would jerk off once a day. So it was just my routine. It helped clear my head and get rid of some stress. It being a single horny teenager, it felt good to release. But it's whenever you release in excess that you're going to be stunning your growth. Like once you're jerking off 4, 5, 6 times a day, yes, you are draining all of the nutrients in your body. But I think you have so much sexual energy as a teenager. Actually, jerking off will not be the end of the world. But if you want to grow in your 20s, something like this, for example, I think that jerking off even once a day could be detrimental to your height growth. So just be careful with it. Consider semen retention because it is so very beneficial. Last but not least is going to be enjoying your youth. So if you spend your youth doing stupid things like you're drinking, you're smoking the ciggies, you're doing the marijuana with all your friends, this could potentially stunt your growth, man. And not just that, I think it could stunt you mentally as well to where you're going to kind of be stuck in those high school years. So I would tend to avoid all that stuff with me in my personal life as a teenager. I did not do any of that stuff, man. I didn't even drink to where I felt a buzz until I was like 19 years old. So you want to be pushing this stuff off as long as you can because it's really overhyped, man. Like you do not want to be spending all your teenage years just drunk and high and smoking cigarettes because it is silly. Stay as clean and as sober as possible. This will help make sure that you can grow taller, man. But that's it. Subscribe if you're new. Love you guys with all my heart. Peace.